Yep.
We're covering both off, aren't we?
Well, no, we've got, don't we have to, oh, I see, no. Sorry, I thought that they were separate, so if you could, Ellie and Pauline, move and second that the 3rd of June one be adopted, and then we'll go to the next one. So I'll put that motion. All those in favour say aye, those opposed say no, and we move to the 17th of June meeting.
Yeah, my comments related to that was we had a deputation from Ian Thresh, with whom we have liaised with a lot over the last year or so with regards to flooding around the Flockton area. And I think what was really important that came out of this was, you know, that he raised issues with regards to how much foreign material's been seen in Shirley Stream and some of the other creeks and waterways in his area. And it was a very timely reminder for us to suggest that the communities also need to be a part of highlighting these issues with the City Council, and maybe using SnapSend Solve or ringing the customer number or using Twitter. And with respect to Mr Thresh, he felt, I think, that it was the council officers' jobs to find this stuff and sort it, and it was important that we reiterated how important it was for the community to do it. And we will help one another, and so we need each other in doing that. And I just wanted to mention that here.
That's great, thank you.
That he's actually sent an email thanking staff for a really good response, particularly around St Albans Park. The leaves were removed, and he's been keeping a good eye out on that. So I'd like to thank staff too.
Yeah. David, then Vicky.
I think I can speak. Look, I'd just like to reinforce what Ali was saying about...
It actually sounds quite good.
This is my Barry Manilow voice.
We're just gonna get you onto the call centre for the rest of the afternoon.
Right, if you've all had your humour, I'll carry on. Yeah, just with the amount of obstruction in parts of Dudley Creek particularly, I was a little disappointed that I highlighted a couple of areas that the bank had collapsed. There were obstructions in there, and I have to say that the staff attitude, I wasn't overly impressed with. They said, oh, it's not really impeding flow, but I think given the nature of problems we're experiencing in desire to get water away quickly from that area, I would have thought it's imperative that we have an absolutely clear waterway in the first instance, so that we can actually assess how effective removal of water from this catchment is. If we've got places where the bank's collapsed, obstructions in the channel, or even like the Stapleton's Road Bridge, there are services that hang quite low underneath the bridge. Now, I really think we have to take steps to address all of these things first and get an absolutely clear waterway. And I'm just a little disappointed we're not doing that part first, because, as I said, really, what's the point in investigating other options of dispersing water in the lower regions of the catchment if we haven't addressed clearing the whole thing in the first place? So I'm quite supportive of this guy's submission about sort of making sure that the waterway is absolutely clear.
Mike, have your community board done a walkthrough, in terms of these areas?
We've actually got one planned coming up shortly for this area here, where the gentleman's got some concerns.
With staff?
With staff.
Great. Yeah. Because that will pick up those issues.
And these items were removed very quickly after it was identified too.
I know that Dave has a particular interest in this area, so if you'd like to invite him to join the walkthrough, it would be great. Yep. Vicky?
I noticed in the earlier one you had a submission on the Edgware Pool. Can you just tell us exactly where the Edgware Pool is at the submission, but just where the whole project is at, or?
I would say Councillor Collins probably best to speak on that one.
Okay,
They've lodged the resource consent. It's publicly notified, so they've been out door knocking and getting the comments from neighbours. Ellie and I have been out there too, helping. And they're just about ready to present a business. Arlene's requested that in order to come back to council, seek permission to actually use the land for that project. And once that decision has been made, they can then go forward and start raising some serious money. At the moment, they can't actually proceed with that.
Until they've got the land and the resource consent. Okay, thanks, Pauline.
To have a previous resolution revisited. Ellie?
No,
Right.
just the feedback in the community was fantastic. Even the woman with the small horse and the 3 cockatoos thought it was quite exciting as well. No, seriously, we didn't come across one person in the area that we door knocked who really had any concerns or negative comments about it, and they just basically said bring it on.
Excited.
Yeah.
Just on that, if I could just seize this moment. Valerie Somerville, who's actually she's on the pool committee. She's actually the secretary of the St Albans Swim Club, and she's kept that going even without the pool, and they were instrumental in helping Shirley Intermediate get their school pool fixed. And she received a Community Service Award on, was it Tuesday night? So fantastic, huge hours she's put in, and these people in the community, they're just, what they do is incredible, isn't it, Mike? We had
Very good, yes.
21
It was a great
people.
night, 21.
Yeah, and they spent a lot of their own money getting it to the stage too.
Yeah.
Pool there?
In their plan, I think they're looking for about 3 mil. Yeah, but they're anticipating quite a bit.
Yeah. All right. All right. So moved Pauline, seconded Ellie. What?
Just one more comment if I may on 7.5. Redwood Springs one, wasn't it, Mike? Once again, 2 amazing volunteers in the community. Les
and Richard.
Les and Richard, yeah. Do you want to speak to it?
Yeah, so Les and Richard, they were part of a walking group around the Sticks, Redwood Springs, isn't it? Redwood Springs, and they didn't like the area, so every night since January they've actually been out there tidying the whole place up, and they've just done an amazing job. So obviously one of the things, we recognised that ourselves when we went to do a site visit, and they also received Community Service Awards on Tuesday night too. But it's just amazing when some of the locals actually get into some of the council reserves and actually start doing a bit of work. It's great to see. So.
And more than that, they've actually started to do plantings now, working with the regional park staff, and also they've just asked if we could just have more bark chips, we can get the weeds down, and that's all happening for them. It's just wonderful, eh?
It's good to see. So. Yeah.
That's excellent. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
No, they weren't doing plantings, they were doing cleaning up and weeding.
Yeah.
And once you see what they've done, you just move with it because it's such a great thing.
Right, I'll put the motion. All those in favour say aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried. And just before we break for morning tea, I think Mike wants to raise something else. Is that right?